if they are reutilized, they don't accumulate. For them to get reutilized, once DNA breaks and they get released, every time cell dies, it releases DNA broken, these things are, spare parts are all released. So these parts are expected to become reused. But if the HGPRT deficiency is there in Leschkini-Hahn, they cannot be reutilized. And when they cannot be reutilized, then they become excessively broken down and they lead to uric acid formation. Hence there is a hyperuricemia in Leschkini-Hahn syndrome. When there is a deficiency of HGPRT is what need to be remembered. Idokasari, you need to check the internet speed, says. Amirpet, they cannot hear. No, this speed, the main line, is it okay? Just check that. Raju, mainline internet speed, is it okay? Huh? There you are having smoothly, but in this it's coming flickered. Din speed takkunda. It change. Net change, same. Why? There is no other line? Only one line. The local speed problem. Huh? Yeah, okay. Now, you can see that it is the xanthin which is converted directly into uric acid by xanthin oxidase. And excess xanthin production will occur if at all there is a interruption in the breakdown of the nucleotides, which is the problem in Leschkini-Hahn. Allopurinol is the inhibitor of the xanthin oxidase, as all of you know very well. Now in cystinuria, how are the renal stones? Typically they are hexagonal stones which are very typical of cystinuria. There is 5-methyl 5,10-methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase is involved. 5,10-methylene tetrahydrofolate gets converted into tetrahydrofolate and it will donate the methylene group to the homocysteine which is converted into methionine. So that is the reason homocysteine to methionine conversion you require this very important substrate which is called 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, and you have this methionine synthase which is involved in this step, and for 5,10-methylene tetrahydrofolate to 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate you require a reductase. Okay, doc? There are two different enzymes which are involved. So 5,10-methyl tetrahydrofolate reductase is required for 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate formation, which is required for donating the methyl group for homocysteine to convert into methionine, is what you have to ultimately remember. Now you shoot me an answer, doctor. Diplopia. Excellent. We get the correct answer. Superior oblique, which is the trochlear nerve palsy, will typically lead to the problem of diplopia when looking downward, is what need to be remembered. Arginase, where is it involved? Arginase is the one which will convert the arginine into ornithine, which in turn is converted by ornithine transcarbamylase. Ornithine is converted to citrulline. So this is how you have some reactions of the urea cycle in mitochondria, some of them taking place in cytosol, is what need to be basically remembered. That's good. Now for our earlier question, everybody was saying trochlear. Good. Now essential amino acids, what are they? Methionine, phenylalanine, histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, threonine, tryptophan and valine are basically called PV Hilt malt, is typically essential amino acid list. Oxaloacetate is basically produced, oxaloacetate is an intermediate of citric acid cycle. It is produced from which amino acid? There is a list, doctor. Which amino acids on degradation become which of the intermediates of the citric acid cycle? That's a favorite list of the examiner which you have to master now, because biochemistry is 20 marks. So doctor, oxaloacetate is converted to malate, malate is reconverted into oxaloacetate, which lead to aspartate, aspartate diffuses out and reconverts into oxaloacetate. What is this called? Malate shuttle is what need to be fundamentally remembered. How is acetylcholine synthesized? It is basically the serine. You know, you have the glycine, glycine becomes serine, serine converts into ethanolamine and ethanolamine to methyl ethanolamine, and ultimately choline is formed. So serine is important for choline formation, which is important for acetylcholine formation, is what we have to ultimately remember. 5-fluorouracil, it is the main inhibitor of thymidylate synthase. Where is it involved, doctor? Methylene tetrahydrofolate to dihydrofolate conversion. We have this enzyme called thymidylate synthase, which at the same time will convert DUMP into uridine monophosphate into thymidine monophosphate. Thymidylate synthase is basically involved, which is inhibited by the 5-fluorouracil. The mechanism of action which need to be remembered. Statins, what will they do? There is a correction in the key. They basically will block the synthesis of cholesterol. So acetyl-CoA becomes HMG-CoA, which converts to mevalonate, and it is being inhibited by the statins, as all of you know very well. We used to never conduct this kind of a cheap, easy paper. It was long back, 2006, 2005, when those days single liners. But once more there is a re-emergence of opportunistic infections, they say, no, like that one-liners are once more back. But somebody asked me, sir, I have seen in somebody's question paper image-based, assertion, reason-based questions and all that. Is there anything to panic about? No. I don't think 240 questions of that kind of logically snatched questions are asked for you to be answered in 180 minutes. 240, you are not a simple people, right? You will go to Human Rights Commission. It is inhuman practice of sabotaging us. 240 questions in 180 minutes. First ask examiner to face. If he can get at least 50% score, we will also take the exam. Very difficult. So mostly it is going to be single liners. But you may get a doubt why MCI originally published image based, assertion, reason based, multiple choice based. You have eaten half of our brain in the last 25 NEET pattern mock tests. We have nothing left in the brain for preparing for the exams. Why he changed it suddenly? Maybe he thought too many surprises are bad. Already examination date is a surprise. On the top of it, if unwanted pregnancy is given and it has been declared there are twins, and there is an inadequate pelvis, and and also a ovarian carcinoma detected. If too many news are given to a woman, she will prefer dying. So they don't want to do all that. So this year, unwanted pregnancy. Next year, twin pregnancy, unwanted. Like that, slowly he will give shock. So don't worry, forget about all images which we discussed. Adrenal medulla doesn't produce cholesterol, but placenta, liver, small intestine, they are all the tissues where the cholesterol biosynthesis is very rampant and very rapid, is what I want to underscore to all of you. For all the bile salts, it is the taurine which is the most important ingredient. Okay, but they said precursor, no? So we should change the answer. It is not D, it is C. Cholesterol is the precursor. There is a small change in the key. Okay. Indomethacin inhibits cyclooxygenase. How many of you have finished this paper, unable to finish the paper? You came late to exam maybe. No? 10 minutes late? Oh, 10 minutes late also is treated as a suspicious activity in the NEET, because in the 10 minutes you might have loaded it in your chip, the questions transmitted in a computer based test. So go in time to exam hall. Now cholesterol esters predominantly are located in the LDL, and where is triglyceride predominantly present in? VLDL is what you are going to answer.